Hello, everyone. Joyous evening. Joyous early evening, 5:30 ish, where I'm at. God does not exist. It's that simple. Did your claim God provide a prescriptive dictionary defining how each and every word of the book you claim explains its existence? Telling how each and every word shall be used, will be used, must be used. If your claim God has not done that, then that means we have to use the same dictionary so we all know what the words mean. Everyone knows what the words mean because all the words are created by humans. Every single one. All the words, all the letters, the definitions are agreed upon by human beings. And when words have meanings, your gods do not exist. Not one of them. So let's see if anyone wants to have a conversation using a dictionary. So when we read whatever claimed book you claim explains your claimed God, then we're going to use this book right here. So if you claim your God is omniscient, omnipotent, or this one here, omnibenevolent, omnipresent, objective, we know what the words mean. And if you claim any of those things for your claimed God, it doesn't exist. Because we have examples of actual, real, objective, omnipresent forces. We have examples of objective forces. And your claimed gods do not fit the definition of objective or omnipresent, especially when we have something to compare those claims against. So, anyone want to have an actual conversation about their claimed God? The first question is, did your claimed God provide a prescriptive dictionary defining how each and every word shall be used, will be used, must be used? The answer is obviously no. Not that I know of. Every single dictionary I know of, and pretty much every other fellow human being knows of, they're all descriptive. Evidence your God does not exist. Then we can go to the first line of each of your silly texts. The first line. So we'll start with this silly text right here. The first line says, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. That's a lie. That's incorrect. That's not accurate. It's nonsense. It's gibberish. We know what every single one of those words mean. And it doesn't describe what we know. We humans have gathered information, and those words do not correlate with what we know. Capital KNOW. And then you can go to this silly nonsense book, Quran. Let's see what the first sentence of this heaping pile of vomit, what this says. Got to get through the 97 pages of introduction because it's so clear that you need an introduction. Let's go to the first page. Page after page. I'm going to have to mark the first page because there's so many nonsense pages before. Oh, the nonsense. the opening. In the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy, praise belongs to God, Lord of the worlds, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy, master of the day of judgment. That's the first sentence. Nonsense. It's showing how impotent these people are. It doesn't say a thing. It's worthless. Just like the rest of this book. Worthless. Why do I know it's worthless? Because I have a dictionary. You claiming, them claiming in the name of God. They haven't defined which God. They haven't given any explanation, definition of what that God is. And then saying that the Lord of mercy, that this character in this book is the Lord of mercy. Where's the evidence for that? The giver of mercy. Redundancy, nonsense, shows impotence. Pathetic. Let's take another ancient text. Tao Te Ching. The first sentence of Tao Te Ching is, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Wow, what a difference. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. What does that mean? That means that words represent things, that the words are not the actual things that they're representing. So when we speak of Tao, reality, it is not the actual reality. It is a representation of reality. Just like this wrench, right? There is a wrench here. We know it's a wrench because that's the name we have given this object. It is a wrench, but it is not this wrench. This actual object that exists in reality, the word just represents. So the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. That means that words represent things. That's it. And all those words are assigned by we human beings. Tao is a Chinese word. But my understanding of Tao in this now moment, this reality, and reality is only right now. There is no reality back there yesterday, and there is no reality there in the future, tomorrow. Tao is now. Right now, this now moment is Tao, reality. Words have meanings. So, if you're going to claim that your God is objective or omnipresent or has any omni property, we do have omnipresent forces and objective forces that we can compare. So to compare something, right, means we need to have one object with a name. This is a wrench. So I can compare it to other things that have names and other things that do not have names to see if they match. It's a standard. This is not a wrench. Why? Because I have a wrench to compare it with. This is a wrench. This is not a wrench. That's all you need. The law of identity. A is equal to A. A wrench is equal to a wrench. A wrench is either a wrench or not a wrench, but a wrench has to be a wrench or not a wrench. This is a wrench. This is not a wrench. Just like language. A wrench is a wrench. Law of identity. A wrench has to be a wrench or not a wrench. Words have meanings because of logic, because of the three laws of logic. And a wrench has to be a wrench or not a wrench. That goes for every single word in existence, every single letter in existence that functions. And that's why we are what humans are, because we have observed these things. And when we stick to them, our communication is much easier. But when we don't stick to them, that means communication is much harder. So back to objective forces and omnipresent forces. We have actual, real, objective, omnipresent forces that everything has a personal relationship with. that we can compare all claims of objectiveness to and all claims of omnipresence to. And that force is called gravity. That force, gravity, is actual, real, objective, omnipresent, and everything has a personal relationship with it. This gravity does not care if I'm a theist or an atheist, a Christian, a Muslim, an atheist, a Hindu. Doesn't care. Everything in Earth's gravitational field accelerates towards Earth's center of mass at 9.81 meters per second per second. Everything. That fulfills the definition of objective 100%. If your claim God has a special people, has a special place that some people go to and special places for other people to go to, your God does not exist. You cannot use objective in that in the definition of your God anymore. Otherwise, you're defining something that doesn't exist. So drop the word objective because your claim God is not objective. Omnipresence. Gravity is here. It's where you're sitting. It's where everyone on the earth is feeling. Every object, whether alive or not alive, inorganic or organic, they're all experiencing gravity. So gravity is an actual, real, objective, omnipresent force. Guess what? Your God is not in this room. There is zero Allah in a Christian church. There is zero God in a Muslim synagogue, mosque. There is zero Allah in a Jewish synagogue. There is zero Christ in a temple. Your claimed gods do not exist. You cannot use the word omnipresent when defining your claimed God. And if you do, you're showing instantaneously that your God does not exist. So, since your claimed gods have not provided prescriptive dictionaries, and since there are more than one version of your so-called texts, these heaping piles of rubbish, that means your claimed gods are not omnipotent. Since there are more than one version, that means your claimed gods are not omniscient. Since there are more than one version, that means your claimed gods are not omnibenevolent. So, words you cannot use when defining your claimed God. And if you do use those words, that means your claimed gods do not exist. Are omniscient, omnipotent, omnibenevolent, omnipresent, or objective. These 5 words, do not use them when defining your claimed God. And now I'll just kind of wait and see if somebody shows up. See if I find inspiration. I don't know what this is. What's this? Oh, I don't need that. Goodbye. I'll read my script again because I think this is a really good script. I think this is a very good script. Let me bring it over here in case someone actually shows up, which I don't think they will. So, the book of Job versus the Taoist farmer. So many bad takes on the Taoist farmer and the garbage that is the book of Job. With the Taoist farmer, so many giving their opinions, perspectives, and judgments, labeling the outcomes of events as negative and positive with insufficient information, just like the people of the village. Missing the fact that the Taoist farmer is all about how humans experience time as the human condition. So many bad takes on the book of Job, not reading the actual words used in the story, not taking into context what humans know about letters, words, and languages, what we humans know about every and all books. Excuse me, that every and all books are and were written by humans, conveying the human condition. the reality and context that both stories were written by fellow human beings. Every single book, story, letter, word, and definition, every single piece of language is created and shared by human beings. The most obvious thing about both stories. Yet the thing that the vast majority of human beings seem to want to ignore. The Taoist farmer is so easy to understand and seems the Taoist farmer is so easy to understand and feels so correct. The book of Job is a joke of biblical proportions that feels like a joke. In true comparison, the Taoist farmer is worth reading and applying to your experience of life. The book of Job is a waste of paper and ink, literally not worth the paper it is written on. Think about it. And now we are just going to wait. I'm just going to wait to see if someone shows up. Hello, viewer. Would you like to have a go? Oh, too bad. Thanks for coming.